Okay, this is the first lesson of Module 9. It's write equations to represent situations. And let's take a look at our vocabulary words. An equation is a mathematical sentence that shows two expressions are equivalent. Remember, equivalent right here means equals. And then a solution of an equation is a value that makes the equation true. So when we solve an equation, the answer, which is the solution, makes it true. If it doesn't make it true, you didn't solve it correctly, and you need to relook at it. Let's look at our first one. Ben buys tickets for the outdoor skating rink as shown. So 4 tickets to skate equals $72. Each ticket costs the same amount. How much does one ticket cost? So total they cost $72, and we're trying to find them individually. What information do you know? Ben bought 4 tickets and he spent $72. You can represent the cost of a ticket with the variable C. How are the unknown amount C and the amount Ben spent related? So if I take the cost, which is C, times 4 equals, hopefully you wrote smaller than me, $72. Let's look at the next one. It's asking us to model. So when we actually do this when we solve this equation for realsies, we will be not breaking it down this much, so don't freak out if you didn't know this one. Model the situation using an equation. Thinking about the different parts, write the value or variable for each part of the model. So number of tickets bought, we have 4. We're going to let C equal the cost, and the total is 72. Substitute values for C to find the solution. Try C equals 20. When C equals 20, the left side of the equation is not 72. So C isn't a solution of the equation because 4 times 20 is 80. So that does not work. Let's try other values. Thinking about how close your result is to 72. What is the solution for the equation? So 4 times what equals 72? The answer is 18. So we have $18. Now, over on this side, I'm going to show you, instead of guessing and checking, how to actually solve the equation. So let's take a look at that. The number of red marbles in a jar is 3 times the number of blue marbles. There are 27 red marbles and B blue marbles. Write an equation to represent the situation. So we have 3 times the number of blue marbles. So my number is 3. My operation is times and then blue marbles. I'm going to use B as my variable. So to write 3 times B, I'm going to put my letter and my number next to each other, and it equals 27. Because we know there are 27 red ones, we have to figure out how many blue ones there are. Right now we're multiplying this. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide 3 on each side. And B, 27 divided by 3 is 9. So there are 9 blue marbles. Now, because the equation was 3 times what equals 27, you guys should know that 3 times 9 is 27. So now we're on a pretty basic equation for that. The next one, Sean exercises daily. Today he did 85 push-ups, which is 20 more than he usually does. How many push-ups P does Sean usually do? We're going to write an equation and then solve it. So things that I know. He did 85, which is 20 more than he usually does. And we're using P as our variable. So we did 85 total, so I'm going to equal it to 85. More than we're adding. So I have P plus 20. The opposite of adding 20 is subtracting 20. And we're going to do that on each side. So that is 65. P equals 65 push-ups. So he normally does 65. Okay, these ones are straightforward ones down here, so let's take a look. So I forgot to put this part on mine. Hopefully I remember to put it on yours. We're going to look for x equals 3, 4, or 5. So in this situation, we're going to see if it's x times 3 is 32, x times 4, x times 5. I know that 8 times 4 is 32, so in this case it equals 4. I'm going to go down to this one. 20 divided by 5 is 4, so x equals 5. Over here, 42 minus what is 37? So I want you to take a look at that one real quick to see what you get. And I got 5 for this one. On this one, 0.5 times what is 2? And in this case, it's going to be 4. So I need to make sure we're using that. And so I knew the answers were going to be 3, 4, or 5. Let's head down here to check understanding. There are 30 students in the class. Today, 26 are present. Write and solve an equation to show how many students are absent. So we have 30 kids total, so we're equal to 30. Today that we have 26. So I'm going to have 26 plus what? I'm going to use A for absent. So 26 plus A equals 30. So the amount that we're missing, 26 plus 4 would be 30. So A equals 4 students. Determine whether the given value is a solution for the equation. So if I put 4 in for x, is 4 minus 8, 12? The answer is no. That would give you a negative number. Let's look at this one. If I put 3 in, a letter and a number, next to each other's multiplication, so 12 times 3, does that equal 36? The answer is yes. And I'm sorry you couldn't see those. Here's those again. So again, we plug 4 in. 4 minus 8 does not equal 12. That would equal a negative number. Here, 12 times 3 is 36. And so that is good to go on those. The next thing we're going to look at is, what do you remember? So let's fill up the paper. And let's take a look. We only have 4 problems here. Martha's daughter is 1/4 Martha's age. If Martha's daughter is 12 years old, how old is Martha? So we're equal to 12. And we're equal to 12 because we know that Martha is 12 years old. And we're trying to figure out the other parts of it. And so she's 1/4 of Martha. So we need to figure out her letter. I'm going to use M for Martha. And we're just going to multiply these two together. So 1/4 times what is 12? To figure that out, instead of multiplying, we're going to divide. So I have 12 divided by 1 over 4. And that's going to give us 48. So Martha's mom, or not Martha's mom, Martha is 48 years old. Oops, hopefully your circle is better than mine. Next one, Philip writes the following equation to show how many hours H, so the variable, needs to work to earn $108 at $12 per hour. So he said H divided by 12 is 108. Is that correct? Per means that we need to multiply. He divided. So his equation, is his equation correct? No. He should have done, we need to multiply. So 12H equals 108. That's what he should have had there. And then let's take a look at our last two. X over 3 equals 1. So if you don't like it written like a fraction, you can also rewrite it to look like this. What divided by 3 equals 1? 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So X equals 3. And then at what, remember X is just that placeholder, what plus 13 equals 16? The answer would be 3. And we are finished with lesson 1 of module 9.